Welcome to Bake It Simple. Today we are making a classic fall treat that I have to make every year. It is an apple galette. It's super simple to put together, it's quick, it's easy, and it is so delicious. It is just super special and you're going to love this recipe, so let's get straight into it. The first thing we're going to do is make our crust. So we're going to mix all our dry ingredients together. We just have some flour, sugar, and salt, and we are going to give this a really quick stir to combine. Now, I know most people like to use butter in their pie crust, but I actually prefer to use shortening, and I've cubed up a quarter cup of it and placed it in the freezer for about half an hour before working it into the dough. So the reason why I like to use shortening is actually a few reasons. The first one is it has a higher melting point, so it's easy to work into the dough, it's easy to roll out, you don't have to worry about it like sticking to the counter so easily. Number two, it holds its shape. And since a galette is a free-form pie and it's not in a pan, you don't have to worry about it spreading. And reason number three is it creates a super tender and flaky crust, and it's so good. So you only want to add a little bit of water and mix it just until it forms a ball of dough. And I'm going to put it into a plastic wrap, and I like to form it into a disc, and then this is just going to chill in the freezer for a few minutes while we really quickly make our apple filling. Of course, you can use whatever apple you want for your galette, but you want something that's going to be slightly firm because you don't want it to cook down and get mealy, and you want something not too sweet, nice and tart, like a good balance of flavors. So I'm going to be using a Gala, which is one of my favorite baking apples. It is more on the tart side, so if you're using a really sour apple like a Granny Smith, you can increase the sugar by a couple tablespoons, and if you're using really sweet apples, you can decrease the sugar. So we're going to add all of our apples into a large bowl, and then I'm only adding a couple tablespoons of white sugar, and then we're going to be adding a teaspoon of lemon juice. This is going to help our apples not brown in the oven. They're going to stay nice colored, and 1 tablespoon of flour, and then a little bit of salt. We are going to give this a good mix until it is well combined. When it is time for you to roll your dough, you're going to take a big piece of parchment paper because that's what we're going to roll it out onto and what we're going to cook it on. I like to lightly dust it with flour, and we're going to take out our pie crust, put it on top, and I like to add a little bit extra flour to the top just because I really want to make sure it doesn't stick because that is super annoying. And we're just going to roll it out into a big, I'd say about a 10-inch circle. Try to keep it nice and even. It's going to be pretty thin, about a 1/4 inch of a crust. And then, this is a little bit of a secret, spread a little bit of oats into the bottom of your crust, and this is going to make sure it doesn't get soggy. Any bit of oatmeal is going to absorb the juices of the apple without tasting like oatmeal. So once your apples are all piled in, we're going to gently fold up the crust over, overlapping them slightly and making sure you kind of press down on the seam so that there's no big cracks. And voila, it's already looking pretty awesome. So we're going to go with a little bit of a sprinkle of cinnamon on top because honestly, I forgot to add it to the filling. And then you can brush with an egg wash, or you can brush with a little bit of milk or melted butter, whatever you like to give yourself that perfect golden crust. So it is time to slide our parchment paper onto our baking sheet, and then this is going to bake in a 400-degree oven for just around 25 minutes until the outside is golden and the apples are going to be slightly bubbly. And then we're going to take it out and it is ready to serve. It smells so delicious. I like to top with a little drizzle of caramel syrup. This is just ice cream topping, and it adds just the right amount of sweetness. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. This was episode 9 of Fall in Love with Baking, and we still have a couple more episodes coming out, so make sure you subscribe and check out all the other videos that we've made because I think you're going to love them too. Hope to see you again soon. Bye!